Tech for Senior, episode 101, February the 28th, 2022. We have 85 people in our Zoom meeting, a bunch over on YouTube. And guess what I'm wearing? I am wearing an Avast hat. This is the original hat that Bob gave me when he came to our club over 12 years ago. He gave me an Avast hat. Bob's got one too. These are classic edition Avast hats. So there you go. There you go. Maybe you have one as well if Bob was out to your club. Anyway, listen, welcome everyone, and thank you for coming. As I said, we always gain our enthusiasm and excitement from your participation, and that's why we've been here for 101 episodes, soon to be season 3. For those of you over on YouTube, show's a little bit different for you. We'll be going for about the first 50 minutes, and just prior to Ray's music section, we'll be stopping the broadcast. So if you want to pop over and participate in the Q&A, you certainly can do that. We will be, we have lots of room. Our premiere service today, which will occur at 1/2 the hour. I've put the link in the chat, and I will continue to put it through the show so everyone knows where it is, but it will, Dewey's going to talk on how DNS caching makes internet faster. He's a wealth of knowledge. Ray Baxter is going to talk on genetics on 23andMe, and I'm going to talk about, does your Chromebook have a hard drive? These are topics we talked about a year ago, so they will be on the premiere service. If you're interested, just follow the link or go to our YouTube channel, and that will be available for you. We have a big show for you today. Lots of exciting things happening. I'll introduce everybody in just a minute. I want to thank, as I said, we've reached our goal in our coffee fund. But if you do want to continue to donate, that's just great. It helps with our programs, and we've got a lot on the go, as we talked about last week. I want to thank Eric Noyes and Bill James, who contributed this week. Thanks so much. We're going to leave that up, and it'll continue as time goes on. And thank you again for donating. Let's introduce. Oh, before we do that, just remember we have a show on Thursday, which is called Tech for Senior Live, and we have the usual gang, and we talk about news. So we post all our news articles to our website and our Facebook page, and we have a great chat on Thursday morning. And we also have a podcast now that comes out on Friday, so you can listen to us pretty much every day of the week. So there you go. Let me introduce everybody today. Let's introduce, of course, my co-host, Hewie Poplock. Hewie, we had a busy week last week, didn't we?
We did, and we got our Learning Chromebook show in. Yeah. And it's recorded and posted, but we had a slight issue that I will be sending out the link for the recording for those who didn't get to see it, to those who are registered, and that'll be done probably today or tomorrow. But it's posted, and it's already getting a lot of views. And both of our articles that we did separately are also getting a lot of views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did. You did the one on the Flex. That's really popular now. Eh? That's just crazy.
I've been playing with it, and I'm hoping I might have a laptop around here. It's got a touch screen. I'm hoping I do. If I do, I'm going to put it on it.
Yeah,
I'd like to try it with a touch screen.
Yeah,
because I keep touching the screen and nothing happens, and then I say, oh, that's not a touch screen.
And of course, we talked about Chrome OS 98, because of course we're getting different versions of Chrome OS now every month, which is sort of exciting, and new features coming, and it just gets better and better and better, right?
Yeah, we threw a lot of interesting and information, and a lot of it, to people on Thursday. And now this coming Wednesday is the Sarasota Technology User Group meeting, and our speaker is going to be Bill James. He's going to be talking about Windows 11, what's new and different, and because a lot of our members haven't switched from Windows 10, and they aren't quite sure what Windows 11 is, and it's going to give them a good sample of it.
Yeah, and I switched yesterday. I did a Windows 11 install on my laptop, but I have Bill James' home phone number and I have Bob Gustatia's home phone number. So I had them on speed dial, and you know, I didn't have to call them. So that worked out just fine, right?
Yeah, and I don't push it a lot, but I have a Windows special interest group once a month uh, that I talk about Windows as well. So you probably have me on speed dial as
Well,
well.
I have you on speed dial all the time. You're you're number one on the list there. Bob,
I
how the
that's
heck are you? What's that?
I'm not sure whether that's good or bad, but thank you.
Bob, how the heck are you doing?
Just fine, getting ready because tomorrow is my 62nd wedding anniversary.
Mm,
So I still have to go out and get something today.
congratulations.
Nothing like waiting till the last minute.
There you go. And I guess Amazon can't get there in 24 hours, eh?
Nope. Even though news is we are going to have a fulfillment center right here in Los Lunas.
Really?
Yes, sir, which means 2-hour deliveries.
Oh man.
That's not good because that just means more money.
Yeah, that's like crazy. That's like when I was down in Mesa, you know, you could order whatever you ordered, it was there in 2 hours. That was addictive. That was really, really addictive.
I broke the news to my wife and she says, "Oh no."
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. And of course, Dewey, how the heck are you doing? You're still in Mesa, right?
Right, right. Just enjoying beautiful weather. It's going to be close. We're going to have a very warm week. It'll probably reach just about 80 this afternoon. It's lovely weather.
When I went back and was looking at my what we're going to put into the segment today for you, in the original part of your talk, you talked about all the oranges you picked off my tree, and what a great feast you were having from all the navel oranges, and you had a big pile. I think it's actually in there. So if you watch it today, you have the big bowl of oranges, which was sort of fun.
Remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that was good. And of course, Ray Baxter, how are you digging out snow, or what's going on up in the mountains there?
No, nature has taken care of that. The temperatures warmed up. It still gets cold at night, but in daytime, for one of the few times I didn't even have to shovel any snow off my or brush any snow off my car.
Oh,
So it's been good. I wanted to comment on Bob's 62nd wedding anniversary. I know a couple of people who've been married that long, but it's been like to 2 or 3 different people.
yeah. Bob, that you want to clarify, that is one person, right?
That is one person, the only person.
Good. And of course, Bill James, how the heck are you doing?
We're good. We're expecting about 78-degree weather on Wednesday after a week of being in the deep freeze. So it's going to be interesting. Other than that, nothing else is going on. I did scrounge an old laptop, which I'm going to install Chrome Flex on it. So I'm kind of anxious to see how that's going to work.
Good luck. I haven't found one it works on yet.
Yeah, a friend of mine said he had a couple laptops. I said I would like to have one of those if I may, and so we'll see what happens.
So I have to tell everyone a funny story. When I was in Mesa, we had an organization called EVAC, East Valley Association of Computer Clubs, and Bob King and I sort of ran that. And Bob, I can't remember. I think he's from Michigan, and we became good friends. And he actually left, as I did, left Mesa. And Bob King has been watching the show here. In fact, I see him come into Tech for Senior not uncommonly, you know, and I wondered why he doesn't unmute himself and say hello, because I mean, we are good friends. So he showed up in learning Chromebooks last week, and so I said, Bob, how the heck are you? And he said, well, I don't think I know you, Ron. And it was a different Bob King, and Bob King was from Newfoundland. So does everyone know where Newfoundland is? I mean, we spent such a great 2 months in Newfoundland. When I retired, we took our big fifth wheel there and we went for 2 months there, and we had the greatest time. And when I remember all our travels we did on the fifth wheel, I'll always remember Newfoundland. There's such great people there. Anyway, it's a different Bob King, and he's from Newfoundland. So now we can say not only we do 5 countries, including Newfoundland, that we broadcast to. So I don't know, is Bob King here? Is he here? Can you unmute and say, give us a Newfie talk or an accent? maybe he's not here today, but we'll have to watch for him. But he's from Newfoundland, which I thought was funny. Speaking of we better get on with this. Bob, are you ready to roll?
I hope I'm ready to roll.
Here is the Avast Security News Roundup. Here is the Avast Security
News
Roundup 25th for the week ending February 25th, 2022. IRS offers non-biometric option. The IRS said this week that a new option in the agency's authentication system is now available for taxpayers to sign up for online accounts without the use of any biometric data, including facial recognition. The announcement comes in response to the backlash at a recent requirement by the agency that all users setting up online accounts with the IRS must be registered through ID.me, a verification platform requiring a video selfie for facial recognition purposes. Biometrics can be a useful and convenient way to authenticate users, commented Avast security evangelist Louis Carones. However, having to upload your biometric data is something most users don't feel comfortable with, and it is really understandable given the number of security breaches that happen on a daily basis. To quell privacy concerns, the agency now offers an option to verify user identity through a live virtual interview with ID.me agents. For more on this story, see CNET. Peloton goes down for 4 hours. Exercisers everywhere hit a snag Tuesday morning when Peloton, the popular internet-based stationary bike workout network, went dark at approximately 10:50 a.m. Eastern Time on February 22nd. According to Tech Radar, the blackout may have been the result of an ongoing Amazon Web Services outage, which affected Slack users as well. Peloton uses AWS to power its online classes and live workouts. On its status page, Peloton did not give any reason for the service interruption, but reported at 2:46 Eastern Standard Time that the issue with accessing Peloton services has been resolved. We apologize for any impact this may have had on your workout. Cybersecurity Center opens in New York. New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced that a new centralized cybersecurity hub known as the Joint Security Operations Center will be located in Brooklyn and serve as a headquarters for statewide cybersecurity intelligence and operations. The joint effort involves the mayors of New York City, Albany, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, and Yonkers. The center will be composed of experts from federal and law enforcement entities, representatives from local and county governments, and New York City Cyber Command, a body of cyber defense experts from over 100 agencies. For more on this story, see ZDNet. Phishing malware bypasses MFA with screen sharing. A security researcher known as Mr. D0X has discovered a method by which attackers could use a new phishing technique to bypass multi-factor authentication through secret screen sharing. Using no VNC remote access hardware, Mr. D0X was able to stage an attack where his own browser displayed the login prompts that the victim saw on their screen. When the victim filled in their credentials, the actual fields were being filled in on Mr. D0X's screen. While this kind of attack has not yet been spotted in the wild, researchers think it is likely to be seen soon. See Bleeping Computer for more on this story. Amazon sues fake review brokers. In lawsuits aimed at shutting them down, Amazon has called the companies App Sally and Rebatist major fake review brokers who help mislead shoppers by having their members try to post fake reviews in stores such as Amazon, eBay, Walmart, and Etsy. Amazon alleges the companies orchestrated the posting of insensitized and misleading reviews in exchange for money or free products. In a press release this week, Amazon said that an in-depth investigation into both companies revealed they collectively had more than 900,000 members willing to write fake reviews. Amazon strictly prohibits incentivized or fake reviews and uses a combination of machine learning technology and skilled investigators to detect, prevent, and remove them, the press release states. US and UK expose new malware used by muddy water hackers. US and UK cybersecurity and law enforcement agencies today shared information on new malware deployed by Iranian-backed muddy water hacking group in attacks targeting critical infrastructure worldwide. This was revealed today in a joint advisory issued by CISA, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the U.S. Cyber Command Cyber National Mission Force, UK's National Cybersecurity Center, and the National Security Agency. Muddy Waters is targeting a range of government and private sector organizations across sectors, including telecommunications, defense, local government, and oil and natural gas in Asia, Africa, Europe, and North America, the two governments said. Read more at Bleeping Computer. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. With the right support, many older people would venture into the digital world. Let's explore how the digital freedom of elders can be improved and maintained. Read the article at the link provided, or you may also enjoy my video on this topic. Just follow that link. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. If you enjoyed the video,
Well done.
Windows 11 is leaving a mess, leaving many empty folders. This is what a sample folder looks like. The temporary folders are created by the provisioning packaging runtime processing tool, provtool.exe. These empty folders can be found by following the path listed here. On my main system, I emptied over 2,000 folders yesterday, but new ones seem to be created daily. I cleared them out yesterday, but 20 new folders were created during the day. Since they're empty folders, they really don't take up a lot of disk space, but it causes a lot of clutter and a mess. Removing them has no effect on the operating system, so hopefully this is something Microsoft hurries up and addresses, because it really isn't very pretty. Originally, I thought that maybe the problem was because that machine that I use on a regular basis isn't really ready for Windows 11, but somehow Microsoft decided to install it instead of the Windows 10 October update. So now I'm on a computer that is definitely ready. It's my Dell. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we find on this computer. I'll start by opening up File Explorer, then go to Drive C. Next, go to Windows. Next, we want System 32. Select System 32. Next, we want Config. Next, System Profile. App Data. And then last, Local. Yep, and as you can see, we've got lots of these TW whatever temp folders. If I open one, you'll see they're all empty. There's nothing there. So let's just go back to local again. And what we want to do is clean out all of these temp folders. So select the first one, go all the way down, and as you can see, there are lots of them. And this is not a machine I use on a daily basis. Hit the Shift key and enter on the last item. That selects all of them. And now I'll simply do a right click and delete all of those folders. And as you noticed here, there are 1,759 items that were all the temp folders erroneously created on a machine that I don't use that often. Unfortunately, when I come back here tomorrow, if I use the machine during the day, there are going to be new folders that again should be gotten rid of. Actually, hopefully Microsoft soon fixes the problem so they don't mess up and create a clutter on the system. That's all. That's what it takes to get rid of the garbage. If you'd like to keep your system tidy, this is one thing you should keep clean. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again soon.
And no, Windows hasn't fixed it. It's still going on. And if you have a Windows 10 computer, check it because it's there also. So this has been going on for a very long time and it has not yet been fixed. Now I figured out a way of using CCleaner to do this thing for me. So when I run CCleaner, I also wipe out those erroneous folders. And I'll share a link to a place where I described how you can set it up in CCleaner when we get to the Q&A session at the end.
Thanks, Bob. Can you stop sharing?
You sure can.
There we go. All right. We'll talk more about that, obviously, in the Q&A. I have some questions. That's interesting. Let me just share my screen. We'll get on with, see what Dewey has to say today.
Good morning, friends. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is Wi-Fi, IEEE, and the Wi-Fi Alliance. Wi-Fi is so ubiquitous in our lives today that many of us just simply take it for granted. Britannica.com defines Wi-Fi as a networking technology that uses radio waves to perform high-speed data transfer over short distances. It's commonly used, of course, to provide wireless broadband internet access for a variety of devices. Wi-Fi is a puzzling moniker. When I first heard it, I thought it stood for wireless fidelity, which made absolutely no sense to me. Actually, Wi-Fi technology has its origins in a 1985 ruling by the United States Federal Communications Commission. That ruling released the 0.9, 2.4, and 5.8 gigahertz bands of radio spectrum for unlicensed use by anyone. Consequently, technology firms began building wireless networks and devices using this newly available spectrum. However, without a common standard, incompatibility was rampant. Eventually, a committee of industry leaders agreed on a standard which was approved by the IEEE in 1997 and known as 802.11. In early 1999, a group of major companies formed the Wireless Ethernet Compatibility Alliance, which soon was renamed as the Wi-Fi Alliance. As for the name Wi-Fi, it's actually a brand name created by the brand consulting firm Interbrand. The Wi-Fi Alliance hired Interbrand to create a name that was a little catchier than the official name of Wi-Fi, which was IEEE 802.11b direct sequence. Imagine that, having to say that every time. The first Wi-Fi standard specified a maximum data transmission rate of 0.002 kilobytes per second. As a comparison, the Wi-Fi rate today of Wi-Fi 6 is 9.6 gigabits per second, and it's 4,800 times faster. Imagine that. With over 400,000 members from 160 countries, the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, commonly known as the IEEE, is the world's largest technical professional organization that exists for the advancement of technology. In order to assure compatibility, various IEEE standards committees set the worldwide standards for virtually every aspect of technology that we use today. In 1997, The IEEE ratified the 802.11 protocols, by the way. Now talking about the Wi-Fi Alliance, it's a worldwide network of companies that follow IEEE protocols to promote Wi-Fi and the development of innovative technologies that help ensure interoperability, security, and overall quality and reliability of the products they manufacture. More than 800 companies in the world are involved in various aspects of Wi-Fi technology and services and are the members of the Wi-Fi Alliance. To meet diverse needs of these member companies, Wi-Fi Alliance currently offers various pathways to certify Wi-Fi products as officially proper. These paths include everything from creating a product design to branding products designed and manufactured by another entity. Nevertheless, the goal is always the same: to achieve the internationally recognized Wi-Fi certified seal of approval, which you see to the right. Well, it's not long, but that's my Tech Talk story for today, and I'm going to stick with it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and the good Lord willing, we'll see you in another week or two.
Thanks so much. That's very interesting. I always wondered what how they got those names. Thanks a lot, Dewey. Now, Ray, are you ready to tell us your final verdict on your Plex server?
Well, let's give it a shot here. Let me make sure I'm okay. This is going to be creating a Plex server part 3, and today I'm going to focus on the music, how you can utilize your music, whether they be audio or video files. So what have I learned so far as I add to my Plex server? Well, while I've been good about converting my media from hard copies and analog to computer files, I now realize I could have been better at keeping them organized. As examples, in many cases, scanned photos do not have names associated with deceased relatives, so my other family members would not know who they were from the photo alone. Many of my home videos taken years ago with old video cameras contain scenes that could have been taken months apart. Imagine going from a snow scene to one at the beach. So these need to be edited. And over time, I have saved various types of media on several portable hard drives. Most were started for backup purposes, but now I'm discovering some items have only been saved in one location. Now, little Anthony sings the song, "Just Two Kinds of People in the World." Now, relating to listening to music in the year 2022, the two kinds of people can be categorized as follows. We have listeners, those who are content to hear the songs they enjoy on whatever device is readily available. For this group, today's ability to stream the music they want to hear without much effort involved is all they really need. Then we have collectors, and these are the folks who have been accumulating their music in some cases for half a century, starting with the 78 RPM record. They are proud of their music collection, and for some it may be part of the definition of who they are. For them, streaming is nice, but owning your music is more important. As with most things in life, there is no right or wrong here. It's just different strokes for different folks. Now, we're going to be talking today about my music library on Plex. As with all media, on the server, you point Plex to the drive location on the computer where the files are stored. And typically via Wi-Fi, they will then play on your television's Plex app or any of the other devices you may have in the home. Now, being that I have a large music library, I've chosen to separate my audio music files, at least for now, into two categories. So one category is simply called music, and that's pretty much all my music audio files that are not vocal groups from the 1950s and early 1960s. For those groups, for those songs rather, I have a separate folder called Music Doo-Wop, and that contains, as I said, any vocal group songs that are not in the music folder. And then third, I have one category called Music Videos, and this consists of professional DVDs, I've ripped, such as the 2-disc Jimmy Buffett Live at Wrigley Field and Andrea Bocelli, Under the Desert Sky. Both of these DVDs I picked up at a local thrift store, each for under $3. I also have the YouTube downloads, including the ones that are the music outros for Tech for Senior. And then I have quite a few videos from small organizations that promoted music concerts primarily in the 1990s. All right, let's go to the video. Let me just make one change here. Well, I'm going to go right to it, actually. Okay, so when you start the Plex app, this is the typical screen that will come up, giving you some information about what you may have been watching or listening to in the past, and some of the movies that are shown by Plex itself. But I'm going to go right to what I have set up here as music. And just by clicking on music, it brings up all of the artists that I have saved on this computer with a variety of different music. I'm going to pick on ABBA. They're right here. They're up front. I like their music and their harmonies. So one of the best features of Plex with respect to the music is the ability to provide lots of information. When LPs were very prominent, they would always provide nice liner notes, and there was plenty of room to do it. And sometimes there would even be a page inserted in the album. But once we went to 8-tracks and cassettes and even CDs, those liner notes were limited in information. Now with Plex, if I click on the words read more, and I can scroll down, you can see how much information they provide here about the origins of the group and how they started and all the members and the different hits. I love it because now I can read through this and get some more of the minutia that I love. So this is one of the nice features of Plex. Now, when you bring up a group like ABBA, as I have, the first thing they'll show you are what they call popular tracks. And they list 5 of their biggest hits as tracks. And if you wanted to, you could actually play the music by them. Now I'm going to show you Dancing Queen, just so you can see how quickly the music comes up, but you're not going to hear any audio because we have the issue with copyright and we're uploading this to YouTube, so we don't want that to be an issue. But I'm going to click on Dancing Queen. In the lower left-hand corner, you can see it's already started. 3 seconds, 4 seconds are counting off, and that music is actually playing. So it's almost instantaneous when you want to hear the music. So I'm going to stop this one now. And as I go down further, it'll show that I have 9 albums by ABBA on my computer. If I pick on the one here, ABBA Gold, this came out after they actually stopped recording. This was back in 1992, as it says here. But all the biggest hits that they had when they were very popular. Now, one of the other issues I like with the setup here is similar artists. And they're saying that the Bee Gees could be considered a similar artist. And sure enough, if I click on Bee Gees, it brings me right to the Bee Gees. Again, I can have all kinds of information here provided, that more than you ever wanted to know. If you wanted to know, I didn't read it all, but I bet you it tells me that the name Bee Gees comes from Brothers Gibb. A little bit of trivia to throw in there. Again, showing me the 5 popular tracks, the different albums. So you can just go from one to the other and really have a good time here with understanding the music and then playing all the different songs that are available that you have saved on your computer. Now, so this is with what's called my music category. I have a separate music category that I have just for the vocal groups that I like, or some people call it doo-wop. So if I click on music doo-wop, up comes, again, mostly vocal groups here that I've collected over the years. And if I'm in the beginning here, we'll see several groups. I'm going to actually go to Billy Ward and his Dominoes. So if I look over here, I will see, here it is, Billy Ward and his Dominoes. Click on that. Again, it'll give you all kinds of information about the group. It'll tell you that it consisted at different times of Clyde McFadden and Jackie Wilson. Billy Ward himself wasn't a singer. He was the manager of the group. But Clyde McFadden was there in the early days. And when Clyde McFadden left to help form the Drifters, Jackie Wilson took over as the lead singer until he left a few years after that to start his solo career. So lots of great information. Again, I could pick up this particular one here, and it'll list his 17 tracks. And then this was really an early 50s group. They are more rhythm and blues and rock and roll, but still very, very good. And probably their most popular song was Stardust, which is listed on this album. So going back again, though, to the main page, on the right-hand side, you'll see this slider bar. And the slider bar gives you the ability to go right to a particular letter that a group name may start with. So I'm going to choose P, and I'm going to look for the Persuasions. And here they are. Now the Persuasions, to me, are the GOAT of a cappella music. What does GOAT stand for? Greatest of all time. And I think if you talk to any a cappella singing group, they will give so much credit to the Persuasions, who really started it all on a popular basis. And again, just like any other group, here's their 5 tracks that they consider to be important or most popular. You can see I'm a big fan of the Persuasions. Here's 13 albums that I have that I've purchased over the years. Come back to my home, and there was a time when, well, I have a music laptop. And so if I had company over, or the music night for the club I belong to locally, I'd have to drag that down from upstairs, plug it into the TV with an HDMI cord, quite a bit of setting up to get it ready to play my music that was stored on it. Now I no longer need to do that. Everything is just a few clicks away on the remote control in the living room. And I can play either all my audio music or all my videos. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Ray. That was really interesting. It's sure fast. Wow.
Yeah, it's, anything you have, and I have quite a few songs, as you can imagine, and you bring them up in a matter of a second or two.
Yeah, wow. Huey, are you ready to roll?
I certainly am.
Go for it.
Let me go for it here. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. How to make an animated GIF from PowerPoint. I'm Huey Poplock. The first step would be to open up your PowerPoint and click on a blank presentation. You want to make sure you have your pictures already chosen and in a folder by themselves to be able to do this easily and quickly. I have gone to the website called This Cat Doesn't Exist. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Insert and then Create a Photo Album. Click a new photo album, and then you have to go find the file. Once you're in the folder where the pictures are, you want to make sure you go there, and there are all the pictures. We want to include all of them, so we're going to highlight all of them, and then we're going to click on Insert. It now puts them in the list. You can fit the slide, or you can put one picture. I'm going to fit it to slide, so we'll do that, and then we're going to just create the photo album. Next, what we want to do is go to File and Export. One is Create an Animated GIF. You click on it, you have some choices. Do you want a medium file size at 480 by at 15 frames per second? And you have several choices that you can make. We're going to make it large. We're going to make it 720p. Now, how many seconds do we want for each slide? And let's make it 2 seconds instead of 1, which is the default. Then all we have to do is create the GIF. It's going to come up and ask us for a name. So we'll just call it Cats for Demo. And it's going to be a GIF file. And let's go ahead and put it on our desktop, just so we can find it easily. So it'll be Cats for Demo, animated GIF on our desktop. I'm going to tell it to save. I'm going to double click it. I left that one slide in so you can see it comes back to the beginning, but I don't really want that slide there. So I'm going to go back to my original PowerPoint. I'm going to just remove that slide. I don't need that. I just want the cats. So now again, I'm going to go to File, Export, create an animated GIF. I'm going to keep the same size. Let's make it 1 second this time so you can see the difference. And we'll create another animated GIF. But let's call this one 2. Just so you can see the difference. It's there. We'll minimize. Let's go ahead and click on it. Yeah, the 1 second for this one I think is works well. And it will play over and over again. That's what animated GIFs are designed to do. Let's do one more. So we're going to click a blank presentation. We're going to go to Insert. We're going to go to Photo Album. We're going to go to the File and Disk. We're going to go to a different folder this time. This time we're going to go to the Tech for Senior cartoons that I have. We're going to highlight all of them. We're going to insert them. And we're going to say, go ahead, fit the slide. Let's this time say 1 picture and create. It creates the photo album. Let's delete the first page. Go to File, Export, create an animated GIF. This time we're going to say make it extra large. We'll keep it at 1 second. For the 6 slides, we'll create the GIF, put it on the desktop. We'll go ahead and look at our desktop. We'll double click it. And that's our Tech for Senior animated GIF. This has been How to Make an Animated GIF from PowerPoint. I'm Huey Poplock.
Well done. Well done. Following in that theme, I've got to show you something as well. Let me just come back to share. And we're going to do this in a video. We're going to take pictures and make videos from them. Let's see how we do that. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, making a movie with Google Photos. Let me show you how to do that. We're going to do that on a Windows 10 machine using the web version, and then I'm going to show you on the Android version when we use Android 12 and my Pixel 6 phone. Let's see how it's done. So I'm going to show you how I made the movie that I used in the intro. So these are my Google Photos pictures that I had in the intro. Let's select them all. So what we want to do is select the first one, and then we're going to hold the Shift button down, and as we come along here we can just drag down as I bring my wand down, my mouse down. We're going to come down here and I'm going to click the last one, and do you see how it highlights them all? So that's a little trick. When you start up at the first one, hold the Shift key down and then just drag the mouse along. You'll see them all change into a slight blue. Click the bottom one and that will select them all. Now we're going to come back up to the top right here and we're going to see Share, Add, Order Photographs, Trash, or we have 3 little buttons here which we'll talk about in a minute. But what we want to do is we want to make a movie. So what we're going to do is click the plus button, and here is where we can certainly make a new album. We can share an album. We can make an animation, which is different than a film. We can make a collage, which I'm sure many of you have done. But today we're going to make a film, and that's the bottom one. So let's click this, and it says here now, creating a movie. This will be an MP4 movie. So if we come over to the right side, you'll see that we have a slider that we can slide along here, and this indicates how long that picture is going to be in the movie. So you can adjust each picture, and you can decide how long you want them to be present in the movie. So we could make one picture longer, one picture shorter. Over to the right, these three little dots, you can insert clips, you can duplicate, and if you don't want this particular one, we can simply remove it and the clip is removed. So you have your choice of adding the clips, and down at the bottom here is the music track. Now in this section, I wanted just to show you, if you come down to the right, we've created our video, as I mentioned. We can also move the clip. So if I want to move a clip down or move a clip up, I can certainly do that, or I can change the length of the clip. But if I come down to the right here, and you see this little change music button, if I click here, I can change our music. So I really like Jazz in Paris, but I can choose any of these, and we have a whole selection here of different videos or different music that you can use. All right, let's show you how to do this on an Android phone. I'm going to be using the Google Photos app on my Android phone. I have Android 12 with a Pixel 6 phone. So let's come to the Google Photos app, which we have here. And again, you'll see my pictures that I've taken from my walk around Comox. So what we're going to do is we're going to now select them. And again, to select these, we're going to long press on the actual picture, and you can now long press and you can select the ones you want in our movie. So I'm not going to go through them all, but this is how you'd simply go down and you can long press and select them. We're going to come back up to the top now, and we're going to click the plus button, and we're going to see movie. So we're going to say click on movie, and it is going to create the movie for us. And again, here we have the same situation. If you can see that if we play this now, it's going to play with our music that we have. If we come over here to the music button, we can of course choose the different movies that we want to change. I have Jazz in Paris, but we could change it to a different music track. And as we come down here, we can add photos or videos, and we can certainly change the length of each individual image that we want in the video. And the same, we can insert a clip, duplicate, or remove. And then all we have to do is hit save, and up here at the top, and that will save it and create a movie for us. And these movies are in the MP4 format, so you can use them as a YouTube short. You can put them on social media, save them, put them on your website, put them on Facebook, do whatever you want. It really works. It's a lot of fun. So that's how you do movies in Google Photos. Making a movie with Google Photos. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Seniors. All right, Ray, just before you start, I'll say goodbye to our YouTube friends. So thank you over on YouTube. Thank you for coming. We'll see you same time, same place next week. And if you want to pop over and participate in our Q&A, you're most welcome. We have lots of room for you over here. So, all right, Ray, let me just stop the feed, and I'll let you take away.
Thank you. Yeah, let me just close this stuff out. And Jerry Lawson and the Persuasions, they had a motto, "We still ain't got no band." So for as long as I can recall, my favorite musical instrument has been the human voice. I own several dozen albums with songs that are performed solely in the a cappella style. Now, the correct spelling of the word a cappella has a space between the first letter A and the next letter C. But for today's purposes, I'm going to use the alternate spelling without the space. I often hear folks mistakenly refer to a cappella as a song without music. A cappella most certainly has music. What is missing is the instrumentation. So the 5 original members of the Persuasions were born in various parts of the country, but by 1962, when the group was being formed, they had all moved to Brooklyn, New York. Frank Zappa, whose own band, the Mothers of Invention, is widely known for its nonconformity and satire on American culture, he had a deep appreciation for street corner style singing. And in 1970, he arranged to fly the group to Los Angeles so they could record their first album, simply titled A Cappella. In total, the Persuasions released 29 albums over their career. Now, the first Persuasions concert I attended was in a small venue in downtown Los Angeles one weekday night after work. I was in awe of the tight harmony this vocal group projected. Over the years that I lived in Southern California, I saw them in concert numerous times, even arranging an outdoor lunchtime performance for them at the newly built California Plaza complex where I was working at the time. The last Persuasion concert I attended was at the historic Rhythm Room in Phoenix about 2004, with the group splitting up after that as lead singer Jerry Lawson was making Scottsdale, Arizona his home. After that, I got to know Jerry and his wife Julie on a personal level, introducing them to many of my music-related friends in Phoenix. Jerry went on to join a new a cappella group called Talk of the Town, and then became a solo artist before his passing in July 2019. Now, Jerry had an extraordinary life, and PBS television saw fit to recently broadcast, when I say recently, it was over this past weekend, Just a Mortal Man, the Jerry Lawson story. As with most PBS programs, I'm sure will be repeated. Alternatively, it can be viewed from the PBS website. The Persuasions' Chirpin' album in 1977 contained the song Looking for an Echo. The original solo version by Kenny Vance was released 2 years earlier, and that has been a staple with his Kenny Vance and the Planetone shows. Over time, this song has become an anthem for those that love the vocal group sound of the 50s and early 60s. And today's clip is from the Spike Lee special Do It A Cappella that was broadcast in 1990. No instrument.
Wow.
Just the human voice.
Great.
Amazing, amazing. Thanks so much, Ray.
Welcome.
That's excellent. Thank you. So it is top of the hour. We have to say goodbye to some people, but we are going to start our Q&A in just a second. But before we do, I would just want to remind everybody that the premiere service at hour will have Dewey talking about DNS caching. Ray's going to be back and he's going to talk on genetics. And I'm going to talk on Chromebooks. So lots of interesting stuff at hour. And I put the link in the chat so everyone can find the link. It's over on our YouTube channel. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for coming. If you have to leave now, we also have a broadcast on Thursday. Come and listen to us talk about news tips of the week. And if you can't make that, we have a podcast. Otherwise, we will see you back, same place. You'll be here next week. So we certainly look forward to seeing you again. For the Q&A, if you can, you know the routine. If you go down to the bottom and you click the reactions button, you can put your hand up and then we can answer your questions. We have about 20 minutes. All our panel of experts is here. See if you can stump them. If you have any questions on anything we've talked about today, then just ask us. Jim's got his hand up first. Go ahead, Jim. Unmute yourself.
How did you guys link the Wise scale to your phone? It's not on the app.
Sorry, Jim, what I don't understand the question.
Okay, I bought the Wise scale.
Right.
I want to link it to my phone.
Right.
But it's not included within the Wise app to make the linkage.
So Oh, so you downloaded the app from the Play Store and the link isn't there for the scale.
Right, and I uninstalled it and reinstalled it in case there was a new one. And there's still, I did not see
I don't know. Does
the
it
scale.
Yeah. Bob, does anyone have a scale? Does anyone have a Wise scale? I don't have.
I have
Bill,
the skill.
you have a scale. So what's with the app?
But
Is
Jim,
this-
it's just one app and you have to hit the plus sign and then you go and scroll down to the appropriate appliance you want to add to that app. And you should see it there.
Yeah, let me take a quick look. Okay.
Got it?
No, the wife's yelling at me.
Play, Jim, you work with it in the background.
I'll
there.
work it later. I gotta go do something.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Hopefully
Thanks, I'll
you got
check
that
it out.
fixed. Yeah,
You're
hopefully.
welcome.
There you go. Dorothy, go ahead.
Thanks to Huey and Ron for doing those two presentations. I did not know how to do that. How did you make the face pictures cartoons?
Oh, I think I used Cartoonizer, a program that I found a long time ago, and I think I
Oh, okay.
demonstrated that. We did that actually in the show. We took a bunch of people who were in the show, and I did their pictures as well.
Okay,
But it was a free program called Cartoonizer.
okay. And the
I think it
other,
was free.
yeah, the other thing, there was a presentation one of you did on how you watched other channels. Another way, like there was 33 channels in Canada. You can watch them from around the world, different TV channels on the internet.
Was it Dewey that did that, or who was
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was a week or two ago.
I don't recall.
That's okay. I was kind of interested of doing when I go to Arizona to watch the Canadian channels. So
Yeah, what you can do, I mean, if you go to YouTube, I watch a lot of the news, the CBC Evening News, CTV are all
Okay.
on, they're all on not YouTube TV, but they're just on YouTube. Just go to, yeah, they're just on YouTube.
Oh,
Dorothy,
good.
do you stream at home?
Yeah,
What service do you use to stream?
Chromecast.
Okay, so you're not using
Well,
a
no, I have
Roku
regular.
or
Yeah, no, I have regular TV, but I can.
there still should be some channels you can use and install and run. Some of them you've got to be subscribed to them. Some you can subscribe for free and then download those to your Android or iPhone.
Oh, okay. Good, thank you.
But you'll be fine. But I this morning I got up and watched the CBC news. I mean, I watch it. I actually taped I just taped, or it's not taped. It's just a YouTube video from last night, and I watched it because there's no news. There's no commercials in it, right?
Oh, okay.
And so I watch it and I watch CTV and Global News is on. They've all got their just not YouTube TV, but your regular YouTube feed that you can watch wherever you are, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Because I used to have my Shaw antenna on my roof, down in Arizona, and I would, I went around and hooking it up for everyone, and I had my little computer and would line it up with the stars and that sort of thing. But I hadn't used it for years because it's all available on YouTube. It's all there, so just stream it off of YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you go to your favorite channel and look, they probably have where they'll have a link to where they broadcast, they stream live, and you can find that. And then a lot of times they'll have recordings from maybe last night's news. You can watch
actually,
in the morning or the next day.
Yeah, I discovered with the Shaw Blue Curve TV app, you can watch live TV or what I've recorded on my PVR, and I can download it to a device, so I don't need Wi-Fi or anything. I can just connect something to a TV and do it.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. All right. Alvana, go ahead.
When are we going to get our tech for senior hats to purchase them?
That's a very good question. We've talked about that before, merchandise. you know, and it's just a lot of work to set up, and it's just another project. And I guess you know, we could probably do mugs, coffee, shirts, and I guess you know, that's something we should maybe consider this year as another item. And it's not that actually difficult to do. We have Michael Daniels and Michael Daniels show that we watch. He and I are, you know, pal around with Michael, and he's done that this last year, and he did a whole show on how to do it. So it's not that difficult, but you're right. You know, that's something that we will probably do at some time in the future.
Well, thank you.
Meanwhile, Bob's got a lot of extra hats. He's probably got, you know, these are classic old hats. What are you going to do with all those old hats, Bob?
I'm still hoping one of these days to get back out on the road again.
Okay.
Well, if he doesn't, I'll purchase them.
Yeah,
Purchase one.
He's got some. Thanks, Savannah. Keep watching. We may have something in the future. We'll see what happens. Bill, go ahead.
Yes, I had fun trying to use the Zoom PWA yesterday on the Geeks Backstage After Show. There are several things that did not work in the PWA version. I was unable to pop out either chat or full transcript to another monitor, and the resolution was much less than the Windows version also. Oddly, though, the chat and full transcript were okay, which I didn't quite understand. Any clues on that from anybody?
Using a PWA on a Chromebook then?
I was trying to use it on Windows.
Oh, I don't know why would you want to do that?
Well, I think it was Bob said we should ditch the old version and go to PWA on everything.
On your Chromebook, yes.
On your Chromebook, I would use
not on Windows, no.
Right.
Ah.
Just
so is PWA not the full program?
It's not 100% the same as it is on your computer, correct?
Okay. Well, I'll stay with the computer for now.
Yeah, there'd be no advantage. It is an advantage on a Chromebook, right? Because it's
right.
You know, it's Chromebook is that's the only way you can do that now. But the PW, as Bob says, the PWA isn't exactly the same as the Windows version. So just use the Windows version.
Okay. And also, Ron, on your MP4 movie that you made there, can you enlarge that or drag a picture around once it's enlarged to look at an area of the picture?
Once the movie is made, can you change the size of the picture? No. Once it's
not so much change it, just zoom in on a section.
No, that's video that gets into more advanced video editing. This is pretty basic stuff, so you don't have that yet. You can change how long it plays, right? But you can't really change the size or zoom in or zoom out on it. That gets into video editing. You can't now. You can take that and drop it into a video editing, you know, Camtasia, or you could go to any video editing software you have. You can just drop the MP4 file in, and then you could, of course, edit it, right? You could do that, but that's not done in that. That's just a movie maker.
You can
with the animated GIFs, instead of making a movie out of it, make an animated GIF out of it. You can then crop the whole thing, but you're not going to crop individual pictures. But you could crop them before you make. Right. And even in Ron's, you could crop it before you put them together.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but you understand, Bill, if you crop the picture before you inserted it into the movie, then it would work, right? But you can't just zoom in the movie, but you could crop it before.
Okay.
You can select an overall size.
Right. Yeah.
And you can select the type of music. But that's it. Once you've made that selection.
Once you make it, that's what you got. But they got a really good selection of music. Mm-hmm. Really cool stuff. So
and that's from Google Photos, correct? So you could then post it on YouTube without a problem.
One thing you can do with the GIF files as well that you can't do with the MP4s is in the program you were using, the PowerPoint, there was an option in there for transparency, and GIF files have the ability to show an image without the background. So all the black area would have not shown up in the video. So you just see the cat faces.
Yeah, all of those pictures, that black background was transparencies. All those individual GIFs were transparent, or they were PNGs, and they were transparent to begin with. So the actual GIF was transparent as well.
Yeah, I've already got my mind clicking away here is using it for B-roll in some of the videos that I make, you know, usually because you can use it as like a transparent and use it as B-roll and have it playing as well. So there's some good opportunity here for that. That's pretty cool stuff, I think.
And Ron and I didn't confer the fact that we were both going to be doing something similar, but yet something different. And it worked out very well that with just two different approaches of things that you could do to make, just take individual photos and turn them into either a video or an animated GIF. Now, most of your animated GIFs are those little cartoons where you see, and you can do that, take a series of pictures with the hand going from one place to another and make it look like it's a motion picture as well. And you've seen that in a lot of the jokes and things that people add to Facebook. Those are animated GIFs.
And remember the movie that I showed you in both the phone and on the web is all part of Google Photos. It's all free. It's all part of Google Photos. So you don't have to purchase anything. And you can do it pretty quick right in the app. And
what I showed you was part of PowerPoint.
But you got to purchase. You got to purchase Power. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you were a PowerPoint person, it's very easy. You just do the one choice of exporting and then saving it as a animated GIF.
You can actually do an actual PowerPoint and turn it into a GIF.
Sure.
If you space it right, you can even narrate as it's playing. But that takes a whole lot of work.
Great. Bill, go ahead.
That's one thing I found yesterday too. I was trying to open up some of my 15 gigabytes that I've used on my photos, and back when we were syncing with Google Drive and Photos, those files are still in your Google Drive counting against your space. And so I eliminated the videos out of several areas, and the size didn't go down. So I went online and found that it won't go down because that's already been reduced in size to where it's not chargeable against you, but it's still in your Google Drive. So that's something, if you can't seem to reduce your size, look in your drive and see if you want to remove some from there.
Exactly.
Oh, and a note to Steve Parker. Steve asked last week reminded me that I hadn't posted my WinSig video on the WinSig page on Hewie.net, and it's now there, Steve, if you haven't seen it from the last.
Yeah, the other thing with the GIF format that's not so great is that it's restricted to 256 colors.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it means if you're showing video, a lot of it will be kind of blotchy.
Yeah, but that's why they usually use it with cartoons and so on.
That's right.
That it's small in size, so it doesn't require a lot of space to do it. So it's easy to stick almost anywhere you want to put them. But it's nice. I did a PowerPoint for somebody. They needed it for a presentation they were doing for their business. And he had a whole bunch of photos and he wanted to show them. Instead of making each one a separate slide, he'd have to go through one after the other. While he was talking, I just made an animated GIF of them and they played in the background. He was able to talk about them as they scrolled by. And then if he wasn't quite done, he wasn't talking about individual ones, but as a whole. And so they started over again while he was still talking. So he didn't have to time it out. So it was just the length of however long that he made it.
Well, it's time that we probably need to have a bathroom break before we give everyone 10 minutes before the next part of this segment comes on. And so we'll see everybody same time, same place next week. Remember, we will be we'll be here on Thursday with our Tech for Senior Live. Come and listen. And otherwise, watch the premiere. Watch the videos. They're pretty cool. I think they lots of good things there for you. Anyway, till we see you next week. Bye now.
Bye, everybody. Thanks.
Bye.